What's up, DC? Welcome back to the Connect Network TV. You are watching Major Impact on the WDCW Channel 50. Are you ready to slay the day? Guys, I know my co-hosts are. Good morning, Atwania. Hey, Ellie.
This is so exciting. I'm so glad to see you guys. You look beautiful, ladies.
Can we discuss Cardi B's Skim campaign? Wait a minute. You know we've got to kick things off with hot topics. So let me fill you guys in, okay? Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand, Skims, which I'm sure you guys know about, it has literally generated millions and millions of dollars and $4 million specifically in just a week after launching Cardi's ad campaign.
My girl Cardi B is looking so beautiful. She is wearing the clothes and looking good. Her hair is beautiful and she looks comfortable. Like, I was looking at it like, I want to buy all of this cotton collection. So I was really inspired. I think it looks good, fits well, and it's really flattering on Cardi B's figure because this line specifically is really good for the curves. But of course, because of all the buzz, a lot of stuff is in low quantities now. So get it before it sells out.
I just want to know, how much do y'all think she paid Cardi for this? If she paid $4 million in a week, like, do you think Cardi's getting a percentage? Like,
if she's wise, she's getting a percentage. Like, you don't want to cap that impact, that growth. And hello to the transformation. Like, we're seeing some brands do a little bit more and transform a little bit more. So I'm happy to see a different side of her as well. I just love all the excellence.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know. I'm curious, but they probably won't tell us. I think she probably did like a flat fee plus compensation percentage.
Plus.
Because that would make the most sense, knowing that her brand, Cardi being in the clothes by itself, is going to sell them. Yeah. But I genuinely think they did a good job because even I looked at the cotton collection, the colors are very fall-esque, so perfect for the season. Yeah. And just look good, simple and beautiful.
So what do you ladies think about this and Cardi B making such an impact with her campaign?
I mean, it makes sense, right? I never knew that there was a way to quantify it, right? If I post a picture today with my Christian Dior bag, even though I'm not saying go buy Dior, it's having an impact and someone is going to go look for the bag or end up buying something from the company, So I think that makes a lot of sense. And this is why the fashion and beauty industry are never going to go out of business. Like, no matter how hard times get, I always believe, especially in developed countries, people are always going to find a way to look good and have the outfit that they want. Hate to change the subject really quick, but are y'all ladies a fan of the show Friends?
Back in the day, yeah. I watched all of them.
All of it.
Right? Okay. I'm sure you all have heard about the passing of Matthew Perry, or Chandler, I think was his name in the show. 54-year-old Friends star. He was actually found dead in a hot tub at his home in Los Angeles. So sad, so shocking. And what was even more shocking when I was reading about it is what his last few posts were on Instagram. It was almost just like very foreshadowing. So really sad. I know that so many people are grieving this loss for sure.
Yeah. Rest in peace. It's just crazy because Friends changed the game of how TV shows were made. But I remember when they got the collective bargaining on their salaries and they successfully won. It's like they beat the network, right? Because they saw the numbers and they were like, oh my God, this network's making so much money off this show, from the advertisements to the merchandise. We deserve to make more as actors. And they won. They got $1 million an episode at a certain point in their show, and they earned it for all of the actors. They really went in together and said, we are all valuable to this show and we deserve equal pay. And I thought that was so powerful because I know that that's not normally how salary negotiations work on TV shows. And you will have some who don't get more because they don't ask for it. And they were like, listen, $1 million a show sounds about right. Let's get it. So I'm not even mad at them.
Coming up next, we have multimillionaire success strategist Gloria Mayfield Banks, who is here to share her advice on confidence building and record-breaking success. We'll be right back. 95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. It is sad. And one of the number one reasons is because of the lack of capital. Hi, winners. My name is Terry Kauser, and I'm a credit expert, and I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and investors leverage their personal and business credit to get $100,000 and more in funding super fast. I can't wait to share with you on The Connect Show.
This November, as we honor Veterans Day, every year, an estimated 200,000 veterans will return home from active duty, who are 50% more likely to become homeless. And veterans experiencing homelessness are 11 times more likely to attempt suicide. My name is Joshua Diskin, a Marine Corps veteran on a mission to end veteran homelessness by providing affordable housing and transition assistance to our nation's heroes. To learn more, visit www.investmentcapital.com.
I help women thrive. You can find me on Instagram at I'm Ananda Lewis or on my new app, Elixir, available in all app stores right now. And you're watching the Connect Network TV.
Welcome back to Major Impact on the Connect Network TV right here, where we are bringing inspiring individuals who are making a major impact in the world. So today we have international speaker, entrepreneur, success strategist, and the #1 record-breaking national sales director. Please help me welcome Mrs. Gloria Mayfield Banks to the show.
Oh my
We
goodness.
are so honored to have you. I am excited.
I'm excited to be with you guys. I love meeting all these brand new, fabulous new girlfriends. So I'm excited to be here with you.
We are so excited.
Yes.
Miss Gloria is known for having $70,000 to $100,000 income months on a repeat. Okay, so we have our ears open. Please share with us. Get your notes, get your pen.
I'm so excited you brought that up as the entry in because I am super passionate about. You guys, do you know that 92% of women that work make less than $100,000 a year?
Wow.
No, I didn't know that.
Exactly. It is a big deal out here. So to make $100,000 a month on repeat is something that I really want to teach other people how to do. Let me tell you something. My entrepreneurial venture was not in the plans. I went to Harvard Business School to be in the C-suites. I was clearly ready to do that. And I discovered while I was on my way up to the C-suites that the ceiling wasn't glass, it was brick. So I was like, And so really, honestly, you guys, my very first day at Harvard Business School, I started with a black eye because I was in 10 years of domestic violence and no one knew it. No one knew. My mother, who I'm very close to at the time, my sisters, I was close to people, but no one knew it because you stay behind the doors. And the biggest problem with domestic violence is silence, for sure. So that was my deal. And so when I went through the divorce situation, I had a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, 13 months apart, and I really need to make some extra money. I just happened to go down to my girlfriend's house who just happened to have a Mary Kay skincare class. And I just happened to buy some products that I couldn't afford at the time, so I thought. And I was a well-paid executive. I just want to be real clear with that. I was not someone who didn't have it. I just wanted more. And so bottom line, I started just to make an extra $200 a week. Seriously. I had a very small vision for what I wanted to do with this. And 5 months later, I earned my first car and it was on from then.
That's right. From student to case study. Now we're going to talk about, I want to dig in a little bit deeper. So you are such a success story that Harvard has now done a whole case study on you. So how did you go from, a child dealing with dyslexia to now being, a national executive and writing multiple books?
Such an honor in so many ways to go back to Harvard Business School, to sit in the back of the room and listen to them to do a case study on me. And then they say, well, she just happens to be in the room. And I just want to tell you that as she comes down to the front of the room to talk to you, she will probably make more money than all of you in this classroom right then. And it was mind blowing. You know, when I was in the 7th grade, they found out I was dyslexic. And it was a challenging time because both my parents were teachers at some time. And my mother in particular, I'm the third of 4 girls, and all of us are entrepreneurs. And we didn't have any entrepreneurship in our background. But she would stay up with me night after night after night. Gloria, you could do this. Gloria, you can read. Gloria, you can do this math. Because she did not know that I had an issue, a real issue with reading. And so eventually we got help, and it's always been a struggle for me, always. Even when I was at Harvard, it was a big struggle for me because, of course, I didn't tell them that I had dyslexia, that I was dyslexic. So the teacher took me into the room once and he said, "What is it? Because you're smart, but you don't test well." And I was a horrible tester. So I always tell people, because people are listening to us. They're really listening. That's why your story is so important. And that people, because being dyslexic, I don't even know how to say it sometimes. It's everywhere. And so they have to know that people who are dyslexic have been tested as being very smart. They just have a challenge with reading and numbers. And that was my case. So I did excel because it brought out other challenges. You know, a challenge brings out places for you to excel. So it brought a lot of opportunities. It brought up the gift of gab. It brought up the light that you need to be seen in. And therefore, Harvard caught me again and did a whole case study on me. And it's taught at textbooks throughout the world.
One thing I do want to ask you is, you mentioned earlier that you have to build confidence with every level you get to.
Right.
So how do you, let's say you have success, right? And you did it 6 years in a row, so many years. How do you build confidence when you've gotten there to then keep going? Because that's when the doubt comes, right?
Right. You know, I love that because I was there. You know, we become good teachers because we had that path before. I was there where I became successful, and then I started questioning myself. Was it a fluke? Did I do it for real? Blah, blah, blah. A girlfriend came over to me and she just banged on her table. She said, "You do it again because you can do it again." It was a wake-up call for me in that way. But I want to tell you that the majority of success and confidence is built on small successes, not large successes. And Martin Luther King, I love his quote that says, "Stop focusing on the staircase and focus on the next step." So if a person really wants to build their confidence and they really want to feel success now, they'll learn how to set the appropriate target. It is a bigger target than they've achieved, yet it's not an impossible target. It's going to stretch them and require more of them. But the minute they hit that target, they set another target. Remember, a lot of people just work without a target. A lot of people work without a target. And therefore, they never master hitting the target. Therefore, they never feel progress. Therefore, they can't build their confidence.
That's it. That's it.
That's it right there. Because it is the small steps, right, that equal the big ones. And sometimes we don't even realize how monumental it's going to be until you look back, right? Hindsight is 2020. But when you accomplish the $100,000 month and then you do it again and do it again, you knew you did that because you broke down the goal, right? I need to sell this much per day, or I need to inspire my associates and my team to sell this much per day. That's how we make $100K in a month. So honored that you were here today to share your gems, and just this experience alone has really inspired all of us. And I want our viewers to know, how can they join your community and learn more about you, because they need to get some more of this tea on a regular basis.
I love that. Thank you. I would love them to follow me on Instagram at Gloria Banks. You can also, of course, find me on my Facebook page, Gloria Mayfield Banks page. But I will tell you, if you come and let me know that you want to be, or you are already super bad all day long, that's what sparks my nerves. That's what really gets me super excited, because I honestly believe that it's not important that you get to the table. It's important that you get to the table and turn around and bring somebody else to the table. And when you bring someone else to the table, that's when you feel your soul fulfilled with the more. That's why more is important, because you only get more if you're willing to give more, and you can't give what you don't possess.
That look, nothing else. Drop the mic. Like, seriously, thank you so much. You know, God will bless you to be a blessing. And so we just appreciate you being here, sharing your story with us, sharing your testimony, and just leading by example like, being excellent on purpose. So thank you so much.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, so don't go far, DMV, because when we come back, we are speaking to our next guest, former NFL player. So staying tuned. He is now an international speaker and coach, Anthony Trucks. And he is going to be coaching us on how to make a shift happen as he shares his secrets to success. Stay tuned.
Hey, beautiful people, it's Major Mr. This is why I love you. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
What's up? It's your girl Tisha Campbell. You will see me soon on the J Team with Miss JoJo Siwa playing a villain. And you are watching the Connect Network.
Welcome back. You are watching the Connect Network on WBCW Channel 50, and we are back with international speaker, coach, and author of Trust Your Hustle and Identity Shift, Mr. Anthony Trucks. Welcome to the show, Anthony. We are so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here. I appreciate it.
Yes, welcome, Anthony. So welcome to Major Impact DC. Now, I know that you had spent some time in DC while playing for the Redskins. How did you enjoy your time here?
It was actually a good time. To be honest, I hadn't really traveled east much. Whenever I was growing up, I was always a West Coast guy. But going over to DC was an amazing experience. Obviously, playing football is cool, but it was great to take my wife and my son around the area. Went to go see what the whole mall was about. I thought it was like an outside mall. Like, no, it's an actual place with museums. So that the outside too. No, I loved it. It was a great time there.
I'm an East Coast gal from Philly, so this is where you're speaking to my heart. And so you mentioned that you started with football and being in the NFL, but you had a major accident that was life-changing. So can you share a little bit about the accident, about what happened and the impact that had on your career?
Yeah. Well, you can call it an accident. It wasn't intentional, but the game of football, there's always the opportunity for you to get hurt, unfortunately. And so for me, I had a guy jump on my back. Actually, it was the Philadelphia Eagles, in fact, of all teams.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But tore my shoulder, ended my season, eventually ended my career, and I kind of was thrust into a world beyond football, which I was not prepared for. And so it was one of the better, worst moments of my life, right? Because it's not something you hope to happen, but I believe that for me, as a fan of faith, I believe God had a different plan for me. But I needed that kind of that experience to prepare me with the intangibles, but also with what's called the pedestal to be able to go and speak the words I do now.
That is amazing. Oh, but so scary too. I would love to know more about your transition into entrepreneurship. Like, how did you do it? What were some of the steps you took?
Yeah, well, first off, I did it accidentally, and I probably shouldn't have done it the way I did it. So, anybody else, I just dove in. It's kind of the thing. I mostly just didn't want to boss anymore. When you've done the things I did for school for so long, and I have the things I did for the sports world, like you have a boss, and they're telling you when to get up, and I'm literally where to be, when to be there, if you're late, $5,000 fines. I was like, I don't want to boss anymore. And so when I got done, I had this desire to go do my own thing, but also I really wanted to figure out how to be able to be successful at it, because you see a lot of people win and lose the whole entrepreneur journey. And I didn't know what I was doing. In fact, the first 9 months in, I was looking at bankruptcy. I had a landlord serve me with eviction notice for my gym I had opened up. And to be honest, it was just a microcosm of the world. Sooner I figured that out, the better I could get. And actually it was one of the, I'd look at it as like one of the hardest moments, because I lost my family, I lost my marriage, I lost the business at one point, like all these things fell apart. But it was something that taught me what I needed to know to get to where I am now faster.
Wow.
That's an amazing perspective.
Yeah.
What helped you make money, right? How did you start making money with this? Talk about the business element of it.
Yeah, well, part of it's just speaking, right? So I have an interesting story and I know how to tell it. That's one part of it. And I work with Amazon, PayPal, T-Mobile. We just signed Chick-fil-A. I'm going to Cancun to speak with Mako here in a couple of weeks. So I work with large companies and do some great stuff. And a lot of it's tied around, I can't just have this aspirational thing. It's got to be somewhat concrete. So the dark work we do is called a dark work experience. It's an actual 16-week process. The first 3 weeks are all set up. We structurally put in place what your life should look like later based on the small actions you'll do over time. Then we start a 90-day experience. The reason I call it experience All of our identities are neurologically and psychologically wired in our brains. There's pathways that are connected. Something happens, you see it a certain way, you fire off a certain direction. So for me, my job is to rewire, because the way that took place was through experience. If one of you got bit by a dog and I didn't, if a dog walks in, you're up a wall, I'm like, oh, hi, dog, right? It's just experience. So if I can curate a unique experience intentionally for you and then have you subject yourself to it, by the backside, not only have you achieved something specific, you've become the kind of person who specifically achieves that kind of thing.
I know your coaching service does offer dark work, and you talk about it in your book, and I'm understanding it a bit, but what exactly is dark work and why is it so important?
Dark work is the unseen, unsexy, misunderstood, ridiculed stuff that all of us experience. This whole show exists right now because of things that no one has seen you guys do in the background, that you've toiled over, you've argued over. There's been long nights clicking buttons like, how does this system work, right? But that's the kind of stuff that allows it to show up in what's called defining moments, with that mentality of, oh, I've done too much work in the dark to lose this in the light. And you fight different in the moments that matter. So dark work's essentially you tucking away and saying, I'm going to do this to develop the skill set and the brazenness to deploy that skill set when it's time. Unfortunately, most people only make these changes in one of two ways: on demand, their choice, or when crap hits the fan. For most people, crap hits the fan, I got to scurry off and figure it. Whereas I go, no. Let's not wait for something to go wrong. Let's wait for something to go right because I chose for it to take place. So when we kind of settle into these spaces, a lot of visioning that takes place of what does it actually look like, touch, feel, taste, emotionally connect to. We trickle it back to things you'll do. For over time, through the experiences, you'll create that mentality, and you'll wake up one day in this moment, defining moment, and go, no. I have done way too much to lose this in the light.
Lastly, I wanted to talk about something that people can do right now, because this show is about making a major impact and we want people to experience a change. So what is one thing that you think we all can do right now to make a shift happen?
Big thing is drop the ego. It's called EGO, everyone's greatest obstacle. We will actively tell people like, oh, I'm not perfect. But the moment something shows up that you can be able to say, I'm not perfect at, the wall goes up. Oh, I got this. I'm okay. I don't need any help. Right. And we do that. And so for a lot of us, we never give ourselves permission to improve or give anybody a permission to help us improve. So for me, the biggest thing is like where you find that first poke at your ego, stop, breathe it in for a second. And then just for a moment, entertain the idea without giving yourself a definitive to accept it. Just entertain the idea. Maybe they're right. Now, if they're right, accept it. If not, shun it at that point. But don't let the ego stop you from the good message coming in.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
Being self-aware. Yes.
Self-aware.
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Just so many gems today, big gems. So thank you so much for sharing with us. We'd all love to know, and I'm sure our audience as well, what is the best way to connect with you?
Yeah, Instagram at Anthony Trucks. Fastest, best way to find me.
Okay. Well, y'all get to following ASAP. Okay.
Yes, Anthony, thank you so much. And one thing I know that everybody appreciates is your transparency, saying in the beginning I didn't do very well. In the beginning I had some dark days, but I just kept on going. Super valuable. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. So guys, don't go anywhere. So when we come back from these commercials, we have more major impact for you coming soon.
I'm AJ Aquia Johnson, and I help people rock their better. I help people connect with their happy. And you're watching Connect Network TV.
Hi, I'm Dondre Whitfield, and go check out my book, Male vs. Man. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
Hi, I'm Jess DeFeo, and I am a social media coach for women entrepreneurs who know they are on a mission to change the world with their business, but are struggling with how to market themselves authentically to their ideal client on social media. I can help you go from overwhelmed and confused on what to post to creating effective and impactful content that converts your followers into customers. Head to my website to grab your free course, Instagram 101 for Business, and learn the strategies I use to grow my business in just 6 months.
Bestie, welcome back and thank you for spending your weekend with us at the Connect Network TV. And just to recap, we had 2 super successful, famous entrepreneurs who did not hesitate to share every single thing about their secrets to success.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Terry. Today's episode was so inspiring. We picked up so many gems, so many good things. And now it's time for a little fun with a game, okay? So you all have heard of, and listen, I'm not going to cuss, but F word, okay? Marry or kill, right? Well, at the Connect Network, we have our own entrepreneur version called Support, Collaborate, or Blackball. So now, obviously, we are all about support and would never want to blackball anyone. This is just a hypothetical scenario, okay? Y'all listen. So when I name 3 people, you say which one you would either support, collab with, or blackball. And you can only select one for each. It is even more fun when you give an explanation. Okay, so Terry, you first.
Oh,
and
gosh.
we're just talking about, right. Okay, so Kim Kardashian, Oprah Winfrey, or Jay-Z. So who are you gonna connect with, support, collab, or blackball?
So seriously, Ellie, you're gonna start off with those 3, like so no, I would say definitely support Oprah. Because just her impact and just her reach, I would definitely support her. And this may surprise some, but I'm actually going to say collab with Jay-Z. I'm going to say collab with Jay. Yeah, yes, I am, because he is a businessman. He is a mogul. He is very relevant. He has his hands in so many different things. And he reaches a wider, a big, broad audience. And I'm going to say blackball Kim Kardashian. Now, I know, and then the reason why I was saying, listen, I know we were just talking about all the money and everything with Cardi B, but I'm not selling my soul to the devil. All money ain't good money. And so because you asked me, and so just because I don't agree with everything her brand represents, she's an amazing businesswoman, an amazing brand, a successful entrepreneur, 1,000%. But yeah, I'm a pass. Blackball.
Okay. Right. Let me think. For me, I'm going to probably have to do the opposite, y'all. Listen, I'm definitely going to collab with Kim Kardashian because that lady has 353 or something million followers. She's a mom. Y'all know I have my company, Mommy to Millionaire. I think we could have a great campaign. And listen, pass or no pass, we're here to get to the bag, okay? Now, I would support Jay-Z, but I would definitely have to blackball Oprah because,
Look, I was fell out my chair.
I just feel like Oprah is, I don't know, where is she? I don't really see her doing a lot for our community. And sorry.
Oh, no, Oprah. Oh, my Lord.
What about you, Aquana? I want to hear. I love this.
Goodness gracious. I want to collab with Jay-Z because I want to reach the younger audience, but also I'm trying to get to Beyonce. So I'm hoping that we can sort of have this connection where we like get him and get 2 for 1. I don't know. Like, you think you would go for that?
Yes.
I feel like it. I think so.
A collab, I don't know. I just love, he has the vision. He's a visionary and he knows how to get to the bag. We know he's a billionaire. And we also know that he's very innovative, gives back to the community, and he just has learned to transform the smallest thing into the biggest empire. So I think a collab with him would be really dope. I love Auntie Oprah. She is still on my wish list of people to meet one day. So I'm going to support her and hopefully she support me back. Because, when Oprah co-signs on a book, it just goes viral, becomes the bestseller or any project you're working on. And I'm a blackball Kim just because I don't know, but it seemed like everybody who gets in the bed with the Kardashians, they don't turn out so right later. So I'm not trying to go crazy. And that's
Ellie, we're trying to save you, Ellie.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna change my
No. Like Ellie, get in, get out, but just don't fester. Like, don't fester because like, you haven't noticed that I don't think it'll apply to you because you're not going to be with them, but all the men that have been with a Kardashian woman, like, they're
very sad.
They are the same. And we're just going to leave it at that.
Guys, that was so fun. And I love to hear all of our different perspectives. That was so fun. So how about you at home? We want your opinion. Head over to our Instagram, the Connect Network TV, and let us know, who would you blackball, who would you collab with, and who would you support? And so thank you everyone for tuning in today. We hope that you got the tools and the resources you need to make a major impact this week and every single week. And we will see you next Saturday morning. Bye, y'all.